Brothers and sisters, thanks for joining me. I've been on a trend recently about soft on crime stories, and I saw one that is just so egregious that I had to talk about it. So this one's out of Colorado. Don't think the UK is the only place that's messed up. There's a lot of America is messed up too. And I believe a lot of the problem is do-gooders that have instituted soft on crime policies, and this has led to just rampant crime in especially in our larger cities. But it can happen anywhere these policies are in place. So let's read this story I just found in New York Post, and the date on this is August 11th. Today's the 13th, so this story is about 2 days old. So, trans sex offender escapes prosecution after trying to kidnap child during elementary school recess. What? It just boggles the mind. Trans part I don't care about, but sex offender escapes prosecution after trying to kidnap a child at recess? No, this has got to be the Babylon Bee or the Onion, right? Let's read more. So I guess here's a picture of the incident. Security footage capture the moment of the attempted child abduction near Black Forest Hills Elementary School. So this blacked out. Must be the offender. That must be the child. A transgender registered sex offender will escape prosecution after he tried to kidnap a child from a Colorado schoolyard, thanks to a controversial law that has faced criticism from prosecutors and even the suspect's lawyer. Okay, when the defense attorney of the alleged perpetrator is saying the law's messed up, that there might be something going on. It's because prosecutors and defense don't usually agree. Solomon Galligan, who now reportedly goes by Carmen, was found by doctors to be mentally incompetent after he allegedly attempted to snatch the 11-year-old boy during recess at Black Forest Hills Elementary School in April of 2024. Oh, so this is like a year ago. But this is a new story, right? Yeah, it's a brand new story. So I guess it just managed to get to the courts. And because the suspected creep can't be restored to competency according to his evaluation, the judge overseeing Galligan's case was left no choice but to dismiss the charges under a 2024 amendment to the state's much maligned competency law. Okay, so it's this new 2024 law that's causing a problem. After years in and out of the criminal justice system, Galligan, 33, now could again find himself back on the streets after a potential child abduction attempt. Wow. Ryan Brackley, who prosecuted the case as the assistant district attorney in Colorado's 18th district, told the Post. And victims and criminal justice advocates alike are sounding alarm over the threat. Someone could ask that she be put into more long-term secure facility, but because the criminal case had to be dismissed, that's not something we have control over anymore, and that's why we find the statute as deficient, said Brackley of Colorado's competency law. What we would like to avoid in this case is the tendency for it to be a revolving door through the criminal justice system into the civil justice system and back to the criminal justice system without any meaningful, secure mental health treatment. Yeah, crazy people commit a lot of crime, but we all know that, and we need better mental health resources for them. We should not be taking crazy criminals and putting them back on the street. They're still crazy and they're criminals. This is Looney Tunes land. The district attorney's office for the 18th district said that Galligan is currently at a treatment center. Okay, that's good. Given Galligan's documented history of mental illness and previous criminal cases, we are hopeful they will remain in an inpatient treatment center for the foreseeable future, said a spokesperson for the DA's office. The DA's office contended the only way Galligan could be released is if a licensed professional notates that they believe Galligan is no longer a threat to the public during his review of his condition. Yeah, this guy looks like a good, upstanding citizen. Yeah. This guy looks all strung out on drugs, and he's crazy too. Okay, great. And Galligan's defense attorney slammed Colorado's criminal justice system after their client's latest diagnosis, which prompted the case to be dropped. Yeah, it's if the guy still tried to kidnap a kid. You got to try harder to keep this guy off the street, Colorado. We recognize that there's a broken system in the state of Colorado, his attorney told the court. The sex offender's older sister, Sarah Galligan, told News 9 in April that her brother has been in and out of jail for 12 years and that the community is unsafe with him roaming the streets. Even the guy's own sister says this guy is a threat. She said her sibling, who was diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar disorder when he was 16, was deemed unfit to stand trial in his previous cases and wasn't previously institutionalized because of a shortage of beds in mental health centers. Okay, so the guy's been in and out of the criminal court system, but because he's crazy, they keep putting him back on the streets. And that's likely to be what happens here again. This guy needs to be committed long term until he can get enough help to either get better or he stays in the loony bin. I'm sorry. What is it going to take? Is it going to have to be an actual kidnapping before something happens with this guy? This is crazy. And there's still a shortage of beds. Denver 7 reported in October. It just really sucks. He had to do something so eye-catching for everyone to see he's not well and he's not okay to be out and be on his own. Dante White's 11-year-old son was playing in the schoolyard when Galligan ran towards the kids. He said since the attack, his son and other peers had to undergo therapy for trauma they experienced. I bet. A lot of the kids were just constantly being vigilant, even at home. My son wouldn't go upstairs to brush his teeth unless I was right there with them. That's not a way to live. White told the Post that Colorado's mental health institutions lack the funding and backing to continue to hold these people, calling it a huge oversight leading to habitual offenses. Aurora Police Association president David Ekstrom said the judicial system failed the children. Galligan traumatized. My heart breaks for these kids that were at the school on the playground that day. They had recently experienced that, and then to see that he wasn't held accountable for that. My question is going to be what kind of long-term impact these kids are going to have in the police. In our judicial system. Galligan announced his gender transition in 2011 in a Facebook post and later identified as a woman that same year. He was registered as a sex offender after he was convicted of non-consent sexual contact. Yeah, this guy's really gone downhill. He still doesn't look good to me here, but he looks better than his current mugshot. This guy needs help. This guy needs help. Colorado, don't let him out. Get him help. So I'm starting my hormone shots. I really can't wait. I'm on my hormone pills. I've been on them for almost 4 months. I wake up all depressed and crying, but in the end, it's going to be totally worth it. If you know what I mean, I'm really excited. My measurements are already changing. I'm super thrilled. He wrote, yeah, this is just sad. This guy's crazy. I honestly, this guy's not trans. This guy's just crazy. So just, transing people doesn't fix the craziness. So people that are out there saying, hey, we got to trans kids or trans people, and that's going to solve their problems. No, that doesn't solve their problems. The problems are still there, whatever those problems were, if the person had problems. And so we need to just stop the madness. Chilling surveillance video captured Galligan allegedly running towards students playing in a field just moments before they scattered and screamed stranger danger. At least the kids were well trained, thank goodness, and to watch out for themselves. He then allegedly grabbed one of the youngsters but lost his grip when he tripped on a white blanket he had been carrying, according to a police report. The young victim later told cops that Galligan had white powder across his face and reeked of alcohol. Cops found Galligan at a nearby Walgreens after he fled the scene. Galligan's defense attorney argued that competency has been an issue every time he's faced charges going back to 2007, and he was found mentally incompetent and during an evaluation after his latest arrest. All right, so Aurora or Colorado, you guys need to get your act together. Stop the soft on crime policies. This guy needs to either be thrown in jail for a long time till he gets better, or put in a mental institution until he gets better. And if he doesn't get better, he needs to stay in because he is a danger to the public. And you guys keep letting him out. What's it going to take so that you guys get serious about, crazy criminals? All right, that's what I got. Let me know. Agree, disagree, like, subscribe. If you don't like it, don't watch me, but let me know if I got anything wrong here. I'm just getting the word out about crazy soft on crime policies in America and in the UK. Thanks. Bye.